Dawn hasn't yet broken, but already coal fires are burning and women are frying big nets. Other passengers have arisen from their foam mattresses and begun to lay out their wares for sale. Soap, batteries, herbal potions, shoes, rancid whiskey. Soon visitors from deep in the bush will paddle up in their pirogues and hoist themselves spider-like aboard and barges, bearing their own products to barter: bananas, catfish, carp, boats, baboons, ducks, crocodiles. The floating marketplace will proceed throughout the day, with as many as a dozen pirogues lashed to the boat at any given time. It soon becomes clear to us that the regime is completely symbiotic and anything but frivolous. Absent this commerce, the passengers don't eat and the villagers don't have medication for a baby's fever or a new pot to replace the rusted one. The preacher, whose name is Simon, is selling used jeans and shirts. He is traveling to a church in Lisala, the birthplace of the former dictator Mobutu Sese Seko. Back in Mobutu's time, I could afford to have a good room of my own, he laments, referring to the barge, but also perhaps to the disorder under the DRC's current president, Joseph Kabila. It's hard to enjoy these conditions. All we can do is pray to put this trip in God's hands. Simon has a companion, a broad-shouldered man named Celestine, who owns a small rubber and palm oil plantation in Binga, a village alongside the tributary known as the Mongala River. He seems entranced to see two white foreigners aboard the boat. I had a dream last night that two strangers came to visit my plantation, Celestine tells us. So perhaps God has sent you. We smile back and mumble our appreciation for the invitation. We also make no promises. The first thing you will learn when you are on the Congo River is that nothing is governable, least of all the pace. The river is low, the boat is heavy, the captain is guzzling Congolese whiskey from a jar. The owner has retreated into scripture. So out here we are the lucky ones. Out here luck is the flimsiest currency of all. The river connects 9 African countries along its nearly 3,000-mile journey to the Atlantic Ocean, but its identity is inseparable from that of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The Congo River is the spine of our country, says Isidore Nadewel Izime, a professor of history at the University of Kinshasa. Without a spine, a man cannot stand up. Seen this way, the river pathway, which after traveling northward from Boyoma Falls, formerly Stanley Falls for the great explorer Henry Morton Stanley, takes a southwestward plunge toward the ocean. traces the figure of a dogged but severely hobbled peasant. That it has no real governing authority makes the Congo River the nation's great equalizer. It also greatly diminishes the river's value as a resource, given the 1.5 million square mile river basin's immense hydroelectric and agricultural potential. All of Africa could be beholden to it and thus to its mother country. Instead, the river remains wild and the DRC staggers under the weight of overpopulation, poverty, lawlessness, and corruption. The river and its tributaries have served as human migration pathways traceable back to Bantu-speaking settlers in 400 BC. For the DRC today, the waterways function as the primary connective tissue between the village, the city, the ocean, and the outside world. Such facts do not capture its full significance, however. That the Congo River has long been viewed as far more than its mighty discharge, an average of nearly 1.5 million cubic feet per second, and that it might hold the key to diamonds, minerals, or anything else coveted by civilizations is a matter of a historical record. In 1885, Belgium's King Leopold II colonized the Congo Free State, a country nearly 80 times the size of his own, damning all cost and regard for human rights in his frenzied quest to exploit the river basin's rubber trade. Joseph Conrad's 1902 classic novel Heart of Darkness chronicled the folly of Western ivory traders pillaging a shadowy, indomitable river basin. More than a century later, the Congo's place in our imagination hasn't changed, nor has the ongoing failure to tame it.